Welcome back to another episode of Sea Conversations. And today we'll be talking about uh, building intentional relationships as a warrior. And please, before we dig in, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Also, we are your hosts, Wilma and Dawn. To our guests, you are welcome. We are excited to have you. Please introduce yourselves and tell us about yourselves. And then,
First of all, you're all returning guests, so just give us like a summary.
yeah.
Thank you guys so much for having me back. I am Diana. I am so excited to be here and looking forward to this conversation.
I am Paul. I'm back here again and very looking forward to this encounter.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm Prince Erimo, and very glad to be back. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you guys for joining us once again. Today's conversation will be very different to the previous ones we had with you guys. It will be more free-flowing, more of a conversation, not like an interview, questions, like question answer. So yeah, just let's dig into it. February being the month of love and Valentine's Day, and do any of you have a Valentine's Day plan?
Don't lie.
I'm looking at this one person to just ask me out,
waiting
but
for him.
It's taking him so long.
Just take the first move.
Yeah.
That'll be the first move.
So.
Guys are quiet. All right, we'll take it.
The Valentine's thing is usually a phase, so we shall take it as it comes. We take it as it comes.
As it comes.
The phase will go away, and then we're back to normal. Yeah.
Prince?
So probably something there.
Nothing.
Now,
Hey,
another.
Prince. You have a lady next to you. I'm here.
I'm eyeing you.
What do you
Oh,
think?
That one, eh? Okay, we shall. Okay, but Valentine's for sure. Some hype, but you can relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't relate. Tell us. Tell us. I cannot relate.
So like Valentine's, romantic relationships are just a form of relationships, and we want to be talking about other forms of relationships when it comes to warriors and having meaningful relationships. Okay. So let's start out by define what meaningful, intentional, supportive relationship is to you. Friendships, romantic, professional. Diana, ladies first.
Thank you, Dawn. Meaningful relationship. To me, it would revolve around the basic definition of support, care, loving, supportive, that kind of kindness towards one another. Yeah. But other than that, I'm a person who has coping mechanisms of humor. I like humor, I love sarcasm. And I feel like my friendships really revolve around that. And if you can reciprocate through that way, I mean, you mean a lot to me in such a sense. But yeah, other than that, it's the basic definition of it.
Okay.
Well, in my case, let's see. Friendships, being a warrior, they're actually pivotal. So, first of all, they have to have known you at least minimum 10 years or 5.
10 years.
Yeah, to know that this is my guy, and they will always be there for you, And for the meaningful bit, it's we as warriors, we try so much not to infringe on others. Yeah. So, but you have to have that one person that doesn't care. Yeah. It's like what's happened, it's happening, so I'm coming more,
They will always
do
show
this. Yeah, they always show up. So I think, yeah, just like you said, you take it with that bit of understanding who you are, being a warrior, who you are. Because most people will be like, oh no, not again, you know, and you're trying to do something good. So yeah, that's my take. That's my take on meaningful friendships and relationships. Yeah.
Patience.
I love the fact that she brought up the concept of mutualism in a relationship.
Yeah.
You know, from a get-go, you need the energy you give up to be reciprocated. As in, a relationship is an investment. Yeah? You have to understand that you give to get. So sometimes you might not have expectations around it. You might not build that much of hype around it, but it's actually the sense of it. At the end of the day, it's the mutualistic transaction between the two people. From a warrior's perspective, I've always had that view of having a best friend in all circles I've been. You know, primary school, I've always relied on friends. Let's say the primary school I went to, there was at least one person who is of mutual age or in the circle who knew about what I actually went through as a warrior. And to an extent, when they had that information in their head for emergencies, they are not in panic mode because we don't know what is happening, and then scared, and then you get it.
Yeah.
So they respect that it's happening. They have seen it before. They get to understand. They be like, okay. That is some of the things that pushed me even up to when I was in campus. In campus, actually, the person who knew that I was a warrior was a lady. As in, even my dorm mates didn't know, but a friend who was like, they would come from the girls' wing and be like, oh, Prince is sick, that means it's ABCD. And they would ask for permission on Prince's behalf. You understand it?
Cool.
And the good thing is that that person is actually now elevated to be in doing medicine. But so you understand that there is mutuality in that trade. I give what I expect to receive in turn, which is not always the same thing, but at least I try my best, because when you know that there is mutuality, you respect someone, and then in return, you're also respected. And that's quite a bit of what I can define a relationship to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's very interesting. I think I agree with you. I agree with all of you, obviously. One thing that really matters to me also is reciprocation.
Yeah.
And actually, yeah, that would be number one. I had a very different, actually, my experience is opposite. None of my friends throughout school until maybe halfway through university didn't even know I had sickle cell at all. So I never had that support system from friends.
They didn't know.
They didn't know.
Wow.
And I never told them. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting. I wish I had been more open then. But now I have, first of all, like a warriors club.
Yeah. Friends, automatic friends.
Exactly.
But yeah, now I do have those like 2 or 3 friends that I can call on and know that they will, drop everything and come through and support me. So those are the 2 things I really appreciate and define my friendships around: patience, reciprocation, and just being able to show up.
Basically, the understanding that comes with it.
Yeah.
I think for my case, I don't know what to say, but I think at some point I was a disappointment to my friends in terms of showing up for them as well. Not because I would do it deliberately, but being a warrior. So someone invites you for their birthday, you don't go, they're cool, they understand, and then maybe they invite you again for their graduation, and you find in the same situation, you're sick, you get, so you still can't make it. But I mean, they're just human, right? So I guess they had to cut me off.
That's not a real friend. No.
Really? I don't know, but maybe they thought I kept dodging them or I just didn't treasure them enough. Sometimes it's not really easy to to show a person that you actually treasure them, because I mean we all have different love languages. So this person is expecting me to is expecting quality time, to always maybe be there, but then I can't be there. So there's that. Yeah, that's what I would say. But then I mean the automatic friends here, and some other few friends, and I'm still making friends. Yeah, that's what I would say for for my side, for my case.
Along my journey, I've learned that sometimes we love people who don't love us, but we fail to return to the love to the people who do.
Yeah, that is so true.
Speak about it.
Yeah, that's
My
so
love.
true. Yeah.
That's it.
And then you try to force because you want them to feel that you're showing up, right? So you try to, to force, but is it that they don't see it or they have better friends? I don't know.
Actually, for me, I make it a point. We said intentional relationships, right?
Yes.
I make it a point to be there for people in my circles. Contrary to Wilma, I will say that I have very many friends.
Wow.
If
I admire you.
I aspire.
Give me some.
if I look at all the circles that I've been through,
Yeah.
I end up being a celebrity of not even knowing how I.
Wow.
Because all I do is that specificity of coming, you show me your respect in a certain direction, I also show you the same regard.
Yeah.
And then you end up in situations where people, let's say we are here and we want leaders. Then someone will come up and be like, okay, Prince should be our leader. And I'm like, I've not even, let's say, contested or done anything. There is this
You
specific,
give them that energy.
there is this specific time in high school.
Yeah.
I did not contest at any post at all. But then the people in high school said, this guy should be our entertainment prefect.
And that
And
was
I'm like,
it.
and I'm like, there is even a contestant, he is not, he was unopposed. But then these guys come around and be like, we don't want him,
Prince.
we want you. And I'm like, what is that is, you get? Then I realized that at the bottom line of it all, when you come to be intentional, the respect you accord someone is the respect they will also be giving you back. You get? So you understand that. Okay, from my primary school, I was this extra silent person until that one teacher was like, no, this guy has potential of being in leadership. And actually what she did was, whenever I was not on the list of the people talking, she would cane me for not talking. So,
By psychology.
no, time came when I was so talkative that now they are caning me for talking.
Yeah.
You get? So sometimes also the people around you can at least help you and give you a push. You get?
Yeah, but
Yes, we want mutuality, respect, and all these to come in, but if someone understands that this is my friend, they show up for that friend.
Yes.
I understand that Diana is going through this. I show up for Diana and I'm like, Diana, you can do this. You get?
Yes.
So we are building intentional relationships.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we've talked about intentional relationships among friends. How do you build your relationships in a work environment?
I don't, not that I'm ashamed or anything, but I do not want people in my workspace knowing about me
Okay.
at all.
Like knowing that worry a bit.
Knowing the
everything.
worry a bit,
Okay.
because that is one thing that switches people up like that. Somehow, I don't know if they know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't really care like that. But I will say this. There is one person at work, just one like this. Actually, he resembles you. Yeah. And this guy is, I could say, insightful. He's the type of person who just, he sits and he notices that there's something wrong. So I think he's the only person so far that I've opened up to. And till today we're like this. I don't know if he goes to run his mouth to other people. I would know, but we're like this. You know, he covers up for me sometimes, you know, that kind of relationship. We hug. I like hugs. We talk more than work, you know, those kind of deep conversations. Yeah, but other than that, I don't want people at work knowing that worry a bit. Yeah.
Honey, it's like she read my mind too, but just because it's on a slower scale. But yeah, me, it was out of circumstances, if I should say that. Yeah, you go, you do the interviews, you're hired, and you're not told anyone at home. So you're 2 weeks into the job, and you get one of those that just keep you down. And you hadn't mentioned it on their questionnaire or something, because I also didn't like to disclose. I find it in the workspace, I find it very hard because you do not know what, yes, who thinks what, who knows what. Yes. So 2 weeks into it, of course, I just gave them a call and I'm like, sorry, I didn't mention this earlier, but yeah, I won't be coming in tomorrow. So tomorrow became 2 weeks. So those 2 weeks on going back, there was a letter already there on the table.
What?
I was like, okay, oh, so this is interesting.
You told them the reason?
No, I didn't. I just told them I'm really not okay, but I'll be back in 2 days. So 2 days became 2 weeks. It was just. So when you came up, yeah. So when I came back, like, okay, yeah, what's up? Yeah, you're greeting everyone, and you're like,
Do you
And
think?
somehow the people usually know already.
But do you think the response would have been different
If you had
upfront
told
about
them,
it?
yeah.
that's a good question. I don't know if it would have been different. I don't know if it would have been different because it was to do with numbers and, you know, all the social media stuff. So I don't think telling them or not would change much. Because, yes, I had to be there, I had to tell them, and of course, yeah, you actually don't even explain much. I got the letter, I went and told the in charge. It was lovely seeing you guys. I hope I'll work for you guys in the future. and I matched off.
So at work, you don't share much, you don't build intentional relationships.
It's only one person that I have, and he has been so good to me. And I think that's what the advantage is. He has not, he's very open, very open. He can notice that something is wrong. Yeah, because in design, there are some things that you notice. You've done it for a while, so
He picks
once,
up on that and checks in.
yeah.
Okay.
So once he noticed after hiring me, it was all good until he noticed that there's a deep, there's a deep somewhere.
You
And
cannot pretend
I was
forever.
like, thank God this guy understands.
You still work with him up till now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's so good. It felt so good to get someone who understands, and like, because you keep relating to the previous experience, and
Yes, and you're scared.
you're wondering if okay, would I have? Yeah, so there are so many questions, but then you are happy that perhaps it was meant to be, you're not even meant supposed to be there. But yeah, it's a hard thing for me to reveal in workplaces. He's actually the only one who I was totally upfront with. So I told him everything from start to finish. He actually watches your podcasts. If he watches this one, Habib,
To him.
Yeah.
Prince, I know you're very vocal when it comes to your relationships professionally at work.
True. I believe we might be cut of different cloth. Because when I hear about my counterparts and how they have dealt with it, it's totally the opposite. Ever since I had that person that kind of like pushed me off the edge. Ever since like early childhood, in my development, I believe even my parents were intentional when they learned about the condition I had. Most of us are products of careers, right? Most of us.
Not all of us. I think.
most.
So to graduate from having no knowledge about a certain issue to all of a sudden now you have a child, so you want to, as parents, it's innate, you want to protect. You want to protect, you have this love for that child. So
Yeah.
there was always follow up on me. I told you that due to the fact that I was a warrior, I, in the beginning of my life, was so quiet. Quiet to the extent that I could be seated here and you do not know that I'm here. But until someone came in and pushed me. But they came in and pushed me with the knowledge that this person is acting like this because it's challenged like this. And that knowledge was because my parents were always following up. We get that point, eh?
Yes.
Is that whichever school they took me to, they had either friendship with the headmaster, they had the administration know that, okay, this person is challenged like this, and this, in case of anything, this is the emergency contact.
Class teachers.
Exactly. So, and this person sees this very quiet boy who is actually so quiet that even when in crisis,
won't talk.
they don't understand. You're just there in your pain and you're quiet.
Yeah.
So they had to do that psychology. The teachers have the way of doing their psychology, and then they bring you out
A lot.
such that you express yourself, you learn more, and you also do all the things. Okay, so we reached. I think that was what propelled me to be that. Even in the workspaces I'm in, you get to know that In fact, not just getting to know. Due to the condition, I've gotten opportunities.
Yes.
You get? There are those opportunities that really close their doors. Well and good, God bless you, bye-bye. But there are those ones that opened up. You get, you understand. So due to the fact that I speak about it, I know that here we podcast about the warrior's viewpoint, but I also, as Don knows, that I speak about it in terms of even the medical perspective. I interview with many medical personnel that somewhat also give me the content that I write in the articles that I write and things like that. So you'll understand that in that journey, it shapes where you're going, your destiny. So we might be in that situation whereby we are like, okay, we cannot disclose, but let me tell you one thing. Stigma does not come through disclosing. Stigma comes with what you think, you personally. You understand?
Perception.
Yes.
Your perception.
Your
not other
perception.
person's perception.
You get. Because you are perceiving the other people to perceive you wrong.
Yeah.
In a different way.
Yeah.
So you're stigmatizing yourself.
That's interesting.
You get it? So I did a lot of physics, so there's that thing of assume. Automatically assume, which is
they are
not
thinking this about you.
Oh,
which is not bad to assume, but to an extent. Can we test the waters?
And be honest about it.
You get
Yeah.
it? I'm Prince. I've come here. I've come to speak about this condition. I want, my aspirations in life to change. Like I aspire to see the next generation of people giving birth to non-warriors and reducing the genotype. So if I keep quiet, how will they know? How will the stigma end? How will we break the chains and those bonds? You get? So if as close as the workmate I'm with is not at liberty to have some knowledge, because you might be there and your workmate is having a child with sickle cell at home.
True.
But
And they
you've
don't
never
know.
have no
revealed.
Or maybe they even just given birth.
You get?
Yeah.
And they are looking for information of what to do.
And you have
That's why you will see that many people will come to me and they're like confiding in me. Some of them will come and ask. I believe in my connections, speaking with you, Rare Mark Foundation, I've referred people that, okay, go to Rare Mark, they might help you in such a way. You have seen people come to you and they're like, oh, Prince told us about ABCD. You get? But by the fact that they gained the confidence to come and speak to Prince, is that I had to step up and I'd be like, when I go quiet, I'm actually building on all the negatives. When I speak out, I'm looking for a win-win situation. I wouldn't care if one person today will come and be like, that one is like this and this and then. Not all, but those ones that understand.
yeah.
We were just chatting off air and you're like, this week I did not write the article. Yeah. And the feedback in my inbox. You get?
People
People are like,
realize
we were getting nourished by the information that you were sharing. We did not know that due to sickle cell, people are facing all these other challenges. So if you stopped writing, first of all, are you okay? You see now the care comes in.
Yes.
You see now the relationship I've built, even with people that I've not yet met, but because of coming out and speaking about it.
it was all intentional.
You get? So to an extent, we need to paint the positive picture of the condition. So that is my view when we come to a workspace. Yeah.
You just recently started at a new place, Congrats. I'm curious about how it's been for you. Have you told anyone yet?
Okay, so for my case, I haven't told anyone yet. But I think I kind of think that my bosses would actually understand, right? But I haven't told them yet. But they've seen me very down. I was so surprised when I got sick in, I think I had worked like for maybe 2 weeks or something. And I got sick, oh my God. And then I was so sick, but then I could not tell them what's up. But I had malaria, of course. So it was that malaria, that recurrent malaria that I had. So I just kept telling them it's malaria. They would, call my mom and check on me. Then when I went back to work, I found they had done a lot of shopping for me. And guess the shopping, fruits and drinks. Like, these guys are tempting me, you get. Yeah, but then I think at some point I really have to tell them because my role is demanding. Yeah, so I mean, they will always have to expect me to be there all the time. So I just have to tell them. But for the past experiences, I think it depends with, I always first study people. That's why I'm able to say for my current bosses, I would gladly tell them. If you guys ever fall on this, I'm sorry. But then previously, I remember my first workplace, these guys were very nice. And the CEO was just not my boss. He was like a friend. And he's actually the one that connected me to Josie. Yeah. Yeah, so he called me and he's like, there's this friend of mine. And then I had to speak to Josie on phone. And then we met. So he really understood this condition. Even the HR knew Josie as well. So I think it depends on the workplace. There's another place I went to. I was working as an executive assistant to the CEO. And of course, it involved traveling and what. So of course, there are times when I could not do that. But then he had to like ask me. So yeah, I had to tell him because he said, can you travel? Do you have any problems? So in my heart, I'm like, you know what, Roma, this is going to be challenging. It's better you let them know. So I had to tell him. It's so funny. I told him, he was like, do you have any health conditions? I tell him, yes, sir. I am anemic. That's what I told him. I just said, wow. I am anemic. And I was like, oh, you're anemic. How bad is it? Not so bad. Oh, anemic. Do you have sickle cell disease? I told him, yes, sir. I was like, okay. Are you on your meds? Of course, the questions that always follow. But trust me, I think I only worked for 5 months and I was out. Surprisingly, I thought that maybe after sharing this with him, maybe he would be maybe kind. Of course, work has to continue. And yes, I work, yeah. But then I thought he would like maybe be kind. I mean, just be human, right? Yeah. But guys, it was different. And also I had to understand that because we are different, we all don't know how this affects us, right? But then what surprised me most was, sometimes when he was away, his wife would come in. So of course I had a one-on-one with the wife and I had to tell her. She was like, wow, thank you for opening up. And she's like, I don't know how to tell you this, but I think you're God sent. The wife was so sweet. She tells me, actually, our last born is a warrior. You get?
Oh, it ties in with Prince's story. Like, if he hadn't shared it,
yeah,
they never would have known.
So, like, I went back and started thinking, I'm like, but man, this guy, his last born is a warrior. But the way he treated this thing, like, I didn't expect that because I thought he would be more considerate. Of course, when he had meetings, if I'm exposed to the cold, he would tell people, oh, please give Roma that seat, all that, but So what I think is you need to study the place first, and also you need to study the people, and also you need to prove them that you can actually work. Right now, even if I told my bosses not to show off, but I don't think they would lay me off, right? They wouldn't, because they would see that this girl is sick, but she works, so what else? Yes.
Yeah,
So that's what I would
that's
say.
very true.
Yeah.
And talking about Josie, actually, she's the one who encouraged me to be more open and forward about being just honest about my condition when it comes to workplace situations. Like I said, I never shared until I was much older.
Yeah.
Like very recently, thanks to a one Madame Josie.
Yeah.
So, but once I started sharing, I felt much more open, much more truthful to myself. Like I felt like I'd unlocked
You realize
another
it's not
half
even something
of-
big.
Yeah, it's really not that serious. It's not
something
that deep.
big, like-
I'm going to deliver. I'm probably
Yeah.
going to outperform the current employees you have,
Yeah.
you know. I need my time off sometimes, and sometimes it may not suit you, but when I'm on form,
You're going to show them what's up.
so I am not scared about sharing when it comes to intentional work relationships.
Yeah.
That always comes first. Like first and foremost, I'm Don Magezi, I'm a warrior, and I'm a graphic designer.
And then they say, show us your portfolio.
Yeah, and
You're
then I got
hired.
all of that on deck, boom, just like that. Yeah.
Great, great, great. Because through that mindset, one time when I was really down, I even got my bills paid just by friends coming to visit me in the hospital. You understand it? Like, you have all these friends who now understand. You don't, okay, you manage expectation. Don't expect so much from
Yes.
you get from that situation. But when there is an extent and people are like, actually, let's think about Prince. Let's go and visit Prince in the hospital. And the number of people that flocked in, everyone leaving you something, this one bringing the drinks, this one bringing this, on telling on what they left is actually what, warrior bills can be huge.
Huge.
Yeah.
But
Huge.
imagine them being covered by just friends visiting. That's why I'm like, when I have my friends as well, I try as much to build that because I know.
They'll come in, you need the support at some point.
It is not that I do to expect back, no. But it is I do such that you get that view.
Yeah, you understand where I'm from.
So that is my belief. That is my.
How do you navigate your relationships in your family and extended family?
Yeah, because I think
Moving from friends.
family can be a very great source of support, right? But also
Very triggering.
sometimes it can be
Very triggering.
frustration, yeah. So how do you,
I think before joining Reamac, before anything really in regards to warrior type of work and sickle cell disease, I never used to talk that much about it with my family. Yes, my mom was there, brothers were there, but it was a closed off subject. Kind of like if you touch it, it's so awkward when you go and say, Mommy, no, my back is hurting.
Yeah.
She's so awkward about it.
Yes.
But ever since joining such initiatives and whatever, my own confidence has boosted like times 1,000. I go and impose my thoughts on her. When she's watching her Z World or whatever, I'm like, Mom, hello. So I have this and this to talk to you about. And these days, she's much more open about it. And my brother too, my big brother, this guy is closed off. His name is Don. But he's really cool, but he used to be closed off about it. But because of these little efforts that I'm putting, getting to like Reamac and whatnot, my brother called me last week and he's like, hey, have you heard about this NHS drug in England?
that one?
Look it up. Let's get you on that thing. Hurry up, So he's much more open about the whole discussion nowadays. So my relationship with them and this whole sickle cell disease thing is getting better, I believe, as opposed to like 5 to 10 years back, whereby it was a little bit of an awkward subject because sometimes I'll guilt them into it. I'll guilt my mom, be like, "Ah, man, I'm the only one here with this
That's
thing.
it.
Just two of
Like,
you.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm the only one here with this thing. Come on, like get real." And they should just be there so awkward. But nowadays, it's a fun and light-hearted
Yeah.
subject, and I like it that way
that's how
because
it should
How it
be.
should
I have someone to talk to about it.
Yeah. I like that because mine's the exact opposite. 3 out of 4 of us had sickle cell, so it was always right there, like you couldn't avoid it.
Yeah, you can't.
But my mom, I don't know how she did it. She made us feel very, very normal.
Yeah.
Like she dropped her career, she took care of us full time, but we never thought we were different from anyone else. Like we
That's
were
how it
just
should
always
feel.
open about it in the family, always talked about it. I have a crisis.
Like you
our
don't feel like
sib-
you're
we'd be helping-
bothering them.
Yeah, we'd be helping each other's siblings, we share each other's pain. So it wasn't much of, it was so
Yeah.
easy for us. Yeah. I know you had a brother. Sorry to bring this
Yeah,
up. I hope it doesn't hurt you that you
Me,
lost.
it's getting better, better by the day. But for family, I would say, well, it's the one thing that I can say, like, you can put on a pedestal and just leave it there, brightly lit, because it was all good. It's like, at first, like she said, you have that fear. You're like, okay, now I feel it coming, and you do not want to go to the hospital at the moment. There's visitors or someone has come, mom or dad's visitor. So you're like, I cannot let these guys know. But you have your person who you talk to. You were lucky, you were too. So he would just do the needful, if I can say that. He just get the meds, keep it harsh, and then, because it was really, those days it was really hard. It was really hard. It was like a no-go topic. But now it is much, much better, because you could even be like at home in bed and they are telling you aren't you going to work today? And you're like, once they know, they see the sign, they're like, oh, okay. And the systems are off. And you're like, okay. So right now it's much, much more comfortable. Much, much more comfortable than previously. And I think it's getting back to the fact that most of the stuff, because he passed away 2 years younger than me, and we used to do almost everything together. So it's what is affecting most. It's the psychological bit of it that affects. But for the family and the conversations and being open, uh, now it's, you can even know that, what, okay, this one is going to come in and I haven't finished.
Yeah.
So you just barricade and you like put up everything, and like, I'll spend 2 days here and make sure I can. But at least they have known. You tell them, you know what, system is not good. So they know. They even ask you like, you don't look well. They even have started to mind seeing certain changes that they used not to mind there and then until it was hospital time. But now they can easily, notice. You like, for example, almost all of us work with water bottles, but there's a water bottle I have, it's always there. So somehow, if you've left, your workplace and you're doing your stuff, someone comes and tells you, that thing hasn't been filled since yesterday. And you're like, oh crap.
So now they're more aware, they're more
Yes.
they're more present.
Yeah, they know that you need this, you need that. It shouldn't be something to be afraid about. So yeah, family has helped. Family has helped. Apart from that setback, I think it's also helped them come out to understand it more. And like, because most of the time we used to discuss only us two, and so now that there's only one, I can even tell them this, that, and they are comfortable with it. Yeah. So with the family, but of course with the extended, it's a tricky situation altogether.
Yeah, it's a sticky one.
That one's tricky.
I think for family, it's quite obvious. For myself, my family has been supportive. I've been raised by a single parent, just my mom, but she has been there throughout. Like, the only thing I would say that my mom did, and I'm like, but mommy, really? So my mom takes me to boarding school from like primary 2 to my form 6. Yeah.
That one.
I
Hooray!
know. And then she says, I just wanted to make you strong. Like, you're not going to stay here with me and, go out to school and come back. So she'll take me to boarding. And the schools were always far. But, she has been supportive in a way that any phone call, she would come, she would tell them, take her to hospital, I'm on my way right now. So I would say my mom has been so supportive. I treasure family so much. We are 4. I am the only one, but my siblings they can tell someone what this condition is all about. You get, like, they can see you and can understand what you're going through. My sister, she's a deputy pirate. I know you're watching this. Thank you so much. You guys, I don't know. So family, I would say, if you cannot open up to family, then who? Because we start with family before we go to the external world. We are going to workspaces, meeting friends, and other things. Family, yes, yeah.
So, actually, in my case, we are 2 warriors at home. Me and my follower. And the spacing actually was very small. I believe roughly a year and a half from each other. So it's like we are twins or something like that. So she is this total opposite of me, who wants to keep that information to herself, and who wants to keep everything in God's hands.
Yes.
Which is not bad, but to an extent, we have to realize that science was made for a fact. You understand? And that is the total opposite of the big brother. You get? I would rather first take my medication and follow the concepts than believe God.
And
Than
then
you get?
Science, but you're a science.
So you get to see the ratio that you spoke about, you're 4 and it's only you. For me, we are 4 and I'm the only boy. So I noticed that for guys to speak, it is rare. It is very easy, for the ladies to chat.
Sure.
And when the ladies are chatting, you're even out of the conversation. You are in like an oblivion.
Yeah.
You're in your own world.
Yes. And like when the guys are chatting.
And therefore, ladies, when we reach that stage, you realize that there are different perspectives in that regard.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, you then say you get to an understanding that, the perception of people as is actually variant.
Wait, in
So
your
you-
family?
Eh?
In the family? No, outside the family.
In the family,
Yeah.
the nuclear
Seeing the
family is
perspective.
4 kids.
Yeah.
Then with a stepbrother and a stepsister.
Okay. Okay.
You get it?
Yeah.
So, but when you come to the aspect of brother, a stepbrother, a stepsister being in the picture, they are not always close to the family as you that are always there. So, but when we continue to understand that, I bring in always the aspect of the mutual understanding. When my sister is sick, I can drop everything
For attend to her
and go and be there.
family.
You get?
Power family.
You understand?
Yeah.
So there is a certain facility that we are treated from. They even know that if he's not the one here, it is the sister. You get? So
I get that.
the return priority, it's all up to that person. You get? That is my relationship with my immediate family. Even if you're not a warrior, but as long as you're not well, I'll try to make sure that at least all the things to see that you're okay are within. Let's say if my sisters that now have the kids are the ones that are bedridden, let's say, I go ahead, I take care of the children because it's what family is.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what family is supposed to do.
You get?
Exactly.
So the relationship with family, you either build it, forge it. Family is family. You get?
Yeah.
It has to be there.
Do they do the same for you?
You get? So the return is totally up to you. You're here, you're not here. That's why for me I tell you that, okay, sometimes someone will say that, oh, but I'm busy. And you're like, okay, you're busy. Cool. Yeah, you get. But then you will have an understanding that to an extent, they will learn that, oh, but this person was there for me. You get?
10 time.
So that is the conversation that I would bring to the family bit. So family is family, and most of us family first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess on to the final topic, the one we started with, since it's February. What does Valentine's?
Where is your boyfriend?
What does navigating a relationship intentionally, a romantic relationship? How do you navigate that? Have you had to navigate that? Have you been stressed navigating that? I already have an episode on this. You guys can go back and watch it. Season 1.
Should watch.
I believe,
So I'm not going to answer.
I believe Paul should
No, but
go
that
first.
was back then.
Okay.
So you should answer.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of the same as friendship. Patience, understanding,
Showing up.
showing up. I know it gets difficult the older we get, and jobs are involved, and
Yeah,
for some
get
people,
busy.
kids. Empathy and just that understanding that if you can't show up right now, like I know you're going to show up eventually, you're my partner, but you know, that's all I really need, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
Dana is cutting onions.
Just need to cry. Yeah.
But I believe also that in that category, you really have to be, let me not say picky, but you have to really understand someone from a different point of view. Because sometimes someone may not say, and they look very good. And you know, you like, okay, yeah, blah, blah, that's what. And then there's that one day that comes and you have questions to answer. How do you answer them? That's the tricky part.
Do you start your relationships being upfront with your
Or
condition?
do you wait?
Or do you wait? It's also
Diana has
been.
a book.
So I know.
have a
I'm actually
book
ready.
like this.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Let us.
Go
Let us
on.
preach.
That's what I was coming to, but the rule is if they get to know in the first few months,
Later
we are probably a keeper. But if they do not get to notice in the first few weeks,
Without you telling them.
yes,
Interesting.
because it's the worst thing that can happen is being ghosted. You know, like
because you spoke the fact.
yes, you just get ghosted, and you're like, okay, what the hell happened? We had not even passed. I was hi. There's nothing else more, but you know, you're like, so me, I really take, okay, this is it's because of one of my best friends, and it's just 3 points that we came up with. First 2 months, first three, you know you're done. And then if you're lucky, you get ghosted. And you don't have to do the
If you're
ghosting.
lucky, you get ghosted.
Yes.
Leave me alone.
If you're unlucky, you do the ghosting, which is very hard. So
You do the ghosting.
you have to do the ghosting. So if you don't do that at the critical time, because there are so many questions in there that they would like to know and compare with, and you know, it becomes more of an interview, like, okay, this, what you do, you know, what happens when this, you almost become like Princess Science lecture, you know, you're like, okay, yeah, this happens. So, but there's sometimes when you feel it's authentic and you're like, okay, we're past the 2-3 months and this person doesn't show any signs of what.
Actually, yeah, I really relate to that point. If they don't notice in the first 2 months, because we're always showing signs, we always go quiet, always disappear, or there's always something.
There's always something that
There's always
happens
something.
in the month. And sometimes you don't say.
Yeah.
You just keep it quiet. Because you're like, no, I just started, but how to navigate it. So you don't. Personally, that's my rule.
I can't wait for Diana.
This Bible, preach for us.
After this preaching, I will preach some more after. Because,
I'm in.
anyways, how do I navigate these things? First of all, let me just say, one time I was noble. I thought I was doing the good thing by telling the person first. Mbu, I'm a warrior. I was so confident with myself. Didn't I get ghosted? Right, like minutes after, not even days, minutes after.
Really?
Yeah,
That person wasn't meant for you.
Clearly.
but in the start, yeah, I think he noticed there were signs like with sickle cell. I mean, it's obvious. I will tell you, sickle cell is obvious. You got the yellow eyes. Sometimes you're what? You're ducking out on activities. You're in sweaters for no good reason. Exactly. The guy noticed, but I don't think he took it to heart. So me, I'm like, hey, this man is treating me nice. Let me do that noble thing. And I told him. Yeah, so minutes after I was ghosted. You guys, when I tell you, I no longer know how to navigate such things. Because
There is no right or wrong
if
way.
you come out and tell them first, there's always a probability of you're going to get ghosted regardless. If you wait for them to notice, how long will you wait? You know? And even if they notice, will they accept you for who you are? Literally, there is no way to navigate. But I would say that from that and many more experiences, I know what I want.
Tell us your secrets.
My secret,
Yes.
I can't tell you. But
Girl.
let me just tell you this. There is a way God puts people in your life. That one I've come to believe 100%. If they are meant to stay, they are meant to stay. You have to believe 100%. There are people who are wishy-washy. They'll come, they'll go, what, but there is that one who is meant for you.
True.
Oh, I want that clipped. That was.
But yeah, other than that, I can't say that I know the secret to navigating these things. It's not a straight path, I can say. It's not a one size fits all for every one of us, you know. One person might meet someone and they click right away. We are married, blah blah blah. But you have been dating for 10 years. Now there are stories, there's no way to navigate them. But believe and trust that there is a God up there who has someone for you. Yeah. The rest of the story is after.
Can't wait. As for Prince, he's full of love.
Silence.
Okay. All right. When it comes to relationships that go personal, you even have to take a sigh. Yeah?
I know, that's such a deep sigh.
You need to breathe.
I'm thinking about
Hey,
that
Joan.
group right now.
You know that love is a development.
True.
Yeah. You can develop it at any one time.
Yeah.
And given the space you're in, you can develop it with any one person. That is love. So, me personally, I think technically. That's why he said that you wouldn't want to listen to Prince's science lectures. Because I calculate almost everything like I'm going to do before I pursue it.
Yeah.
So I would say that technically, I would be a person who does not have an ex.
Interesting.
Yes, this is good. You have said explain. Do you know that we as people, we over assume?
Yeah.
We assume our importances to people. You understand?
Yeah.
You have been speaking with this person. I'm speaking with Diana. Then I assume I'm with the relationship with Diana.
Really?
You get? Because that's how most of our relationships have started, right?
Not really.
Based on assumption like that,
Not an
would be
assumption.
crazy to just
Wait.
assume.
I think it's the guys. Maybe it's on the guys.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
Ask.
How long in any given relationship that you have been in have you taken the initiative to say, yes, I'll be your girlfriend, yes, I'll be your fiancé, or yes, I'll be your wife?
We don't go with the flow. My friend, you have to tell me and I will say yes or no.
Exactly.
Yes.
But most of the time, you're assumed before saying the yes or the no.
That's what I'm saying, guys.
Maybe the guys are one assuming we're
Me, I'm not
together.
going to
That would be
assume.
sick, by the
I-
way.
I-
That's actually sick.
Yes, you can just assume.
You will see that from the perspective of the ladies that have the right to say the no and the yes are the ones that are saying that the guys assume.
What do you mean? Do you mean that you will always know that this girl is going to say yes? Or
No.
to say no?
No. It's that we do not take the first initiative to always ask, is my point.
You do not take that. Are you serious?
No. Let me ask you this.
Okay, wait. Let me see. So
I want to get this proper.
yeah. So you're saying that most of the time guys assume they're in the relationship before they ask,
Before they are in the relationship.
before they are in the relationship.
You get.
Okay.
He's right.
Yeah.
So you understand that?
I don't buy it. I'm still not
You're still not buying it. He's not buying it, Prince.
Yes.
buying it.
Yes, because your assumption is that now that we have been together for quite a while, I think she will understand.
Nothing.
No,
I think.
I have to say,
No, you see,
No.
it is the ladies that are objecting to that point. You see exactly the point I'm bringing out. You get it?
I think this comes down to intentional. Like you have to be intentional instead of assuming. Yeah.
So by the time you come and here is Prince, he has garnered courage to come and say, Wilma, will you be my fiancé? And then, and then Wilma will be like, ew, no.
Not with the ear. Not. Oh gosh.
No,
Yeah, but
we are
no.
speaking facts,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
True.
You get?
Yeah.
But in his mind, he thought that then he has been bringing gifts, flowers, what,
So I
and,
say
all,
yes,
and all those.
please.
Oh, no.
Okay. So how
And
do
all
you
those-
navigate that? How are you navigating this?
So the technicality is that from my side, I will speak to you blatantly and say, this is my intention. You either buy the intention or you tell me off. Because I know that communication is what builds a relationship. You get? So when you tell me off, that is when I understand the ghosting. So instead of ghosting, I know that this person is not, you get? And there's no such thing that we can only be friends or things like that when someone has already thought about you in the other retrospect or regard.
Really?
Have you ever told a guy that we are only going to be friends for this period, and they stuck around and even chat with you and they are still friends?
ghosted.
Ghosted.
Yeah.
I have. You have, yeah? Same.
Yeah, actually.
Have to be like, it's not a must.
Platonic friendships exist.
Let me say that is in another world altogether.
Yeah.
You get?
An ideal world.
But in actual sense, in the relationships that we carry, how we carry ourselves, we need to also speak about the facts as they are. I am Prince. I am a warrior. You like it, you stay. You don't like it, you move. You get? Because
So it's fast forward.
Off
point
the
blank,
bat. Yeah.
there's even a recent one that I got to learn that even after them going through all the medical field training and everything,
Those
she also thinks like she thinks like a let me call it a commoner. You get? You get? You have, okay, she's a Musao. We speak. You ghost. I say, okay, that is your level of understanding.
You know, someone can let me and they're like, man, yeah, I cannot. A warrior. I can't date a warrior. You can't date him and you're telling me
You're telling me that crap.
Bro, really?
You understand?
I get.
So we come from that perspective.
Yeah.
So for me, I would rather be intentional
Yeah.
with someone.
And that's why I still insist.
I've met you, Diana.
Yes, sir.
You are you are in this relation. We are forging this relationship because at the beginning it's almost forgery. We are forging this relationship, and we want it to work. We want it to be based on communication. I mean, seriously, I have to tell you, and then I know how your psychology works.
And those are the 2 months I was talking about. Those are the 2 months
Let me tell
and
you-
3.
let me tell you
so
one-
there's nothing like taking it
Let me tell you one thing.
as assumption or no. You're not assuming.
You're speaking about 2 months in retrospect of them figuring it out.
Yeah, or me.
That is assuming.
Or me.
You get? I would rather come and be like, this is it. Take it or leave it. Period. Because there I know I'm not wasting time. I'm not wasting your time. I'm not wasting my time. Because time is very precious. I would rather
Yes.
I would rather go to the scientific methods because we are developing love.
But with time, it's how you understand love. With time is how you understand love.
Precious, but you need
Yes, it's how you understand it.
So how do you develop it? You have to be intentional in developing it.
If you're intentional, you're really killing, what can I call it? You're killing some of the things that were intended for it. Let me say, if you go full on like, yes, no, no, you move on to the next. Yes, no, you're moving on to the next. Yeah. So you like in a space where you start feeling agitated. You yourself. You're like, okay, I'm too outward. But let's try. Let's just give it one more try. You go, yes or no, right nights. So for you as a person, you are trying to nip the time in the bud, but there could have been someone on those people you've left that could have taken the time to observe you and say, okay, there could be something here. For me, it's 2 to 3 months. I don't know any other test, but you don't know how long she could, try to find out who you are or what, your intentions are or everything
Let me
else that
ask
comes
you
around.
one simple question. Do you make research on the person that you intend to be?
Research has to be earned by trust.
Okay?
Yeah.
So you're building trust, 2, 3 months. Still, it is the same period. Then you go to build trust with another person. Then it is the same result. Then you build trust with
Of course,
another.
there are gaps in between. You're not like, you give yourself a rest. You're like, man, I've been here. Yeah.
No. I'm not actually saying that I'm running through to the yes, no's, and no. I'm letting the actual flow come.
Yeah.
You get?
Yeah.
The actual design flow come in. So once you come in, you're noticed because there is also noticing. Once you're noticed, that's for me.
Yeah.
Because anyway, I've been too vocal that by the time you know me, within a week, you know that I am a worry.
Everything about it.
You get?
Curious
So-
about how you navigate.
So all those things of mind games, I'm like, the patience to listen to someone is actually there, but the patience to play the mind games is not what I have.
Yeah, of course, the mind games are just a little too much, but still. But still, yeah. You see now, those are some of the signs. You don't fret. Yes, 2, 3 months, she finds you. You're like,
Woman, tell us.
Hey, myself. Well, I just tell you.
From the start, yeah?
Yeah, from the start.
Out and
You want to
that's
go?
the best way.
If you want to go, it's okay. I mean, it's you who wanted me, so good luck.
Right.
Good luck, safe journey. But if you really mean it, you'll stay. I mean, I've had guys who've gone to, I mean, we've even gone to test for sickle cell disease. So if you want, you'll stay. If you want,
Exactly. So the fear of ghosting is keeping most of us in the dark.
yeah.
You
It's
get-
actually making you stronger. You're like, the next one that comes, man, I have to change my game.
Yeah.
With all these struggles, how about you just get yourself another warrior?
That's an interesting question.
Let me tell you. Let me
Tell
tell
me
you.
about that one.
We need a part 2 for this one. We need a part 2 for this one.
Let me tell you.
Tune in next episode
because
because
To be continued.
Yeah.
On that note, we really appreciate you guys for coming back.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed this conversation. Clearly, we needed to keep it going, part
Yeah.
2. But this is the end of season 2. This is episode 10. Hope you guys like, follow, subscribe, follow all our social media channels, Raremark Foundation, and we will be back soon with new content. Thank you very much.
Bye.